Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's the Block Bull right about now, bringing you another episode to the channel. Now, it's Easter weekend, so if there's people passing in the background, just ignore them. Anyhow, we're going to jump straight into the charts here with the XDC bringing back the fractal on the weekly chart here. As you can see, I've marked it all out, and I've also highlighted some of these price targets here. Now, I've highlighted the green to kind of resemble buy, and also the red to mark out when to sell. And I've also put the dates down here, so if we stretch this chart out here, obviously we don't know until we get this first impulse how far we're going to stretch these fractals yet, so these dates can move, so do not take these dates as gospel, okay? So the first big date here, you're looking at around the end of April. Obviously this is on a week, so you can see it like flicking over between 29th of April across to May. So we'll just say end of April anyway, so that'd be, you'd be looking to take profits there, and we can reach, I'll be taking profits around 140. However, this particular chart is stipulating $1.69 to take your first profits, and then we can get back in once the crypto rolls over just below $1. Now the reason being is because, let's just mark out here, so you take profits here, there's quite a hefty drawdown there, as you can see, around 44%. So even though we're going to be in a massive bull market super cycle, we still got to expect these big drawdowns. So that's the first big dip, and then obviously once we're on the sidelines, hopefully everybody's, done the correct thing and, taken profits. You don't have to take 100% of your cryptos out, and if you're going to play long term and hodl and you're not really looking to trade this, then that's fair enough. But anyhow, we'll be getting back in here on the green line, and then we'll be riding it back up to right back up there for another, I want to say 17 to 1800% return, so that's like 17-18x. So some serious gains to be had there. Again, more rollovers. Be taking profits. So I'd probably be out of the markets here, because there's no need to get back in the markets up until like September time, and even that's a risk. You never know if we're going to get this sort of, I don't know if you want to call it third sort of impulse, but it's, the risk to reward is off at this point, because yes, you may be going from about $2.75 down here all the way back up here. We're not guaranteed these, and these are hefty price targets as well, so these aren't conservative by a long shot. So yeah, I'll be taking majority profits here. Okay, and it saves you sitting in the markets as well and waiting for this to go down, so we'll just do a quick measurement as well from where we'd be selling. 85% drawdown. That's just absolute. You don't want to be sat through those. I tell you now, because they would be painful. So that's XDC. What I can do as well, I'm just gonna get rid of this, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into the daily. Just have a quick look at the daily, see how it's playing out towards the tip. So as you can see, XDC has been making its way up here on the daily, boom, 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 and it looks like these last couple of days we've hit resistance. So I'm hoping, these two trend lines are converging nicely, so all these lines are just going to break at once, and this is where we're going to get a massive explosion to the upside, in my opinion, and absolutely fly to the markets in April. Monday, Tuesday got highlighted there on the cursor, Tuesday the 2nd of April. And we could even go into like maybe even rolling into the second week before we see that explosion in price. But it's looking really good, guys. Really positive. Ideally, I would like a close above this sort of mark here, 5.5 cent, and even better if we closed above this daily close around 6 cent, and even better if we closed above here, that's 6 cent too, and then you just know where this is headed if we get above 8 cent. So that's kind of my first sort of target. That was kind of my target leading into the end of this month, to be fair, but we've not done it. So I'm a little bit disheartened, but you know, it's all still to be played for. So that's XDC. Now what we can do, we can have a quick look at XRP, see how that's playing out. They'll be saying, Harry, why are you not marking up these charts correctly with your trend lines? Well, you'll see if you zoom out. Depends where you want to take them to. Yeah, close inside, and this is going to be the first monthly close outside of the trend line. This trend line's basically just marking out, because I get people in comments, and I don't know if they're trolling or what, but it's like, you can't draw your trend line to the wick and then through the closes. Like, you've got to decide one or the other. Either mark your trend lines through all of the wicks or all of the closes. Like, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to start here and then bend it round? Like, yeah, if I start here, what do you want me to do? Bend it round? Like, honest to God, some people. I'll be pulling it all the way out here. I'll be looking. Do you know what I'm saying? This is just for those people that are just haters. I think they're being accurate, but in fact, they're just complicating things. So I could do something like that if you really want, and then you would be looking at, when these two trend lines converge, you're probably looking at May next year. I don't think that's going to happen, because we're already in this sort of bull market already when we hit that sort of low here, which is all playing out. So, and everything's coming to fruition now anyway. You can just tell, especially with Bitcoin where it's at now. You're not telling me XRP isn't going to breach 95 cent whilst Bitcoin's up at 70k. Come on now, don't be stupid. Anyhow, that was a bit of a rant. Now I've got that off my chest. Now I'm going to have to mess with my charts again in order to correct them. So I like marking my charts out on the weekly. As I say, I always use the wicks as a high. I'm just going to ignore those people that say otherwise. And then say there, so we're getting that close there, also wick. Okay, so we're not far off at all. Like, these trend lines are so temperamental. You know, you only have to move them like a slight degree, and it takes off like a month or two. So it just depends how you kind of interpret these charts, really. But for me, XRP is looking solid. Now we're going to sit with these. I've got to make sure these trend lines are right now, because otherwise they're going to bug me, and they're not going to be correct. So I'd say we're probably right there. Yeah. Get the close, wick. Move that a tad up, because I still want to accommodate for this high. Wick. And then we've got a close there, but then obviously we've got rejection. So yeah, we're looking good anyway. So let's just go into the daily. See, the daily. It's not looking. I say it's not looking fantastic. It is, because we're almost there. It's a multi-year wedge. It's a long process, this, with XRP. Okay, so it's nothing like the monthly chart where we're seeing this breakout here. See how these lines differ now. It's nothing like this where you're getting the breakout. So on the monthly, we look brilliant, but day to day, we need to start catching up. So how much of a difference does that make? This is why trend lines are just so crucial. Because 1 minute I'm talking about XRP being inside the trend line, and we're looking to come back down, retest, and test resistance before the explosion. But then if you move the trend lines on the monthly and then flick to the daily time frame, we're literally at the launch pad now. So this is it, guys. It's just, we're dealing with absolute margins here. But all I can say at this moment in time is, like, we're so close. So just hold on to your bags, and I believe there's going to be some strong gains here. I don't know if anybody wants to see a fractal being applied to this again. I've taken off all the lines because some of my previous charts were fantastic, but when you start editing and amending and doing different stuff which other people want to see, I have to keep resetting these charts. So I will redo the charts how I prefer them, and then I'm just going to keep them that way, and then I'm just going to have to ignore people with what they're saying. Okay. Because ultimately, I know what I'm talking about and how I work. Some other TAs might have different ways of doing the TA, for example, like lining up all the wicks or lining up all the clauses. I use a combination because that's just what suits me, and that's kind of what's worked in the past. So that's kind of XRP. I just wanted to quickly run over to, I don't think I've got it saved at the moment, but I want to run over to Stronghold quickly, because someone actually made, rather than just slagging TA off, he's actually suggested, which is what I like to see from people. So what he was saying is, because initially I had this as 1, 2, 3. So he said rather than 1, 2, just do the full leg as a 1 and then a 2. So kind of ignore this section he was saying. So that's kind of what I've done this time, because in the previous charts we had it playing out here. In fact, I might do it just to highlight what I initially did. So we had the 5 waves. So you had the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you had the 5th wave, so that was going to be the high, and then you're going to get the A, B, C correction. Now it could be in the A, B, C correction yet, because we've still not exceeded that wick up there, up at that high. Now let's have a look at Stronghold, because it looks like that wick here may have taken out that high close. I think it could have been. It's very, very close, unless I went on the actual data of the candle. I wouldn't know if we've taken out that high. But anyway, that's how I initially had it. So if I close that down, delete that, and I'm going to ignore this bit here as a 1, 2, and I'm just going to use that as a 1, 2, 3, 4. So this could be the 5th wave. Now the 5th waves tend to be quite large actually, but they don't tend to be any longer than either the 1st or the 3rd wave. So on average I'd probably be looking at drawing a line sort of in between the lengths of these two here. So I don't know, say something around there, hazard a guess. Now what I could do is, because you get this sort, because like I said, I marked this out as a 1, 2, so this would be more accurate sort of measure move to take. So if I just draw a line there, and then I can take that line and draw it across, so I'd be looking at getting up to there as a price target, just below 3 cents. Now we are in a super cycle, so if we do see an absolute blow off top, then that would be great, but I'm not counting it, so that would be a conservative target if these 5 wave structures are to be true. Anyhow, if you want me to go over any cryptos at all, leave them in the comments and I'll try to get across to them, and I'll try produce that type of content in the next videos to come. Anyhow, thanks for watching, appreciate your time as always. Blockable out.